Welcome, everyone, to episode 61 of the Priestess Rise Up transmission. My name is Lisa Espinosa, and I am a spiritual career coach. I help my clients to connect with their soul's guidance every day, throughout the day, regardless of what is happening, what is unfolding around them, either in their personal life or the collective, because that is the type of leadership and service that is required from us right now, right? It doesn't our connection to our soul, our ability to go within and listen to the guidance and follow the guidance is not dependent on things being okay or everything feeling peaceful around us or everything making sense or everybody in our life being fine before we can do this. We don't have that luxury, really, if we ever did. There is this acceleration that is happening where we're what is needed is the discipline and the commitment and truly the love for humanity, that we commit to connecting with our soul every day to share our unique medicine with the world. So you have a unique medicine, you have unique gifts that you came here to share. You have had unique experiences in your life, unique initiations in your life that have created, just like a fingerprint, a unique frequency, a unique vibration of healing, what I call your soul's medicine. And so this is what I help people with, right? I help you to do that. And how does that happen? That happens, well, let me back up a little bit. Connecting with your soul every day throughout the day is meant to be the most natural thing. Your soul wants to talk to you. Your soul wants to make this easy. Your soul's not trying to make this challenging or wanting you to prove yourself or any of those projections we put on our soul. However, we are living a human life and there are emotional wounds, right? Emotional trauma, there's programming, there's thoughts that all get in the way. They create like this, um, not friction isn't the word I'm looking for, but static. They create this static almost, like when you're trying to turn on a channel and it's not working right. Same, right? You want to turn on the channel of your soul, but there's all this static. You might hear it a little bit every now and like some words, but then there's all this static of old emotional wounds, right? Old programming that causes you to doubt yourself, or wounds that are just are taking up so much space inside of you that you can't hear your soul. Or perhaps there's even past life burdens, which is something that I often help my clients with, right? That there's past life burdens that are actually that are trying to block your soul's guidance from coming through because there's fear there. And so all of those things are what I help my clients, my students, and here as we gather together in these weekly priestess transmissions, it's about that as well. And so today in episode 61, I cannot believe, I always look beforehand. I'm going to share this. I always look beforehand like, okay, what episode am I doing today? And I also check to see what shirt I wore, what top I wore the last time, because I don't want to wear the same top 2 times in a row. I don't have that many clothes where I could wear different things every week, but I at least want to wear a different one. So I was looking, and anyways, I was like amazed how did we get to episode 61? And I know some of you have been here since the beginning. Thank you so much. And so today we're going to talk about clearing ancestral programming. I just did a Mother Mary class today all about that. It was so amazing, so profound. I mean, she was literally clearing our bloodline, from that old programming, those old patterns. You can still buy the replay if you want to do that. Just message me or email me and I'll be happy to send you that. It's $33. So today I'm just going to share a little teaching from that, because as I was tuning in, I was like, this is so important. Because along with the emotional wounds, along with the outdated thoughts, there's also ancestral things. And this isn't to judge our ancestors or blame them for anything. They did the best they could with the knowledge they had, with the burdens that they inherited. But it is to acknowledge that there's a lot of old programming There's a lot of old programming, just like a computer software program that's outdated. It's the same. It can run through us, right? It can run through us and we don't even know it, right? Or we do, or maybe you're listening and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, there's a pattern. There's a certain type of drama that I keep reliving over and over. And I want to see who's here. Roxana, so good to see you. Rosa is, oh, hello, my dear from France. I'm so glad you're here. Jill, thank you so much. Yes, it was so amazing, that Mother Mary class. And so this programming, like if you think about it, like I can think back to, my teenage years and my young adult years, and I know there was this program running that was passed on from generations that was very much like this. It went beyond people pleasing. That's like a very little tip of the iceberg. It was this almost like compulsion, especially with males, where I would just feel I had no voice. Like I couldn't express my needs or desires or wants. It was I couldn't understand it. Now certainly there were lots of levels that led to that, but definitely now years later, I've done years and years and years and years and years of healing, and I'm talking decades ago, well, yeah, 20 years ago. I can see, especially when I look at my mom's life and her mom and so on and so forth, how there was this ancestral burden that was passed on, especially in my mother line, the mother line, right? Mom, grandmother, great grandmother, and so on, of this passivity, this empowerment when it came to relationships with men. And of course, I attracted the men who totally would abuse that, right? And totally would take advantage of that. And so that was a program that was running through me that I had to do a lot of healing, a lot of work to heal. And yes, it was going to therapists, and yes, it was professional help, but it wasn't just that. It also required energy healing and ceremony and spiritual healing and all of those things. And so that's just an example, old example. But now here in the present time, the question, hey Jan, I'm so glad you're here. The question is, what outdated program is running right now? Right, is running in the background, whether you're aware of it or not. And it's either creating behavior that you're like, oh my gosh, like, why am I doing that? And it might be very subtle. I'm not saying you're doing destructive things, but whether it's behavior towards yourself, most likely at this point it will be that, or maybe it's your self-talk, your self-judgment, your self-berating. And maybe that kind of leaks out into how you relate to others. But it's a programming, specifically in this moment, I want you to think about a programming that's hindering in some way you being able to share your soul's medicine in a more courageous, in a bolder, more joyful. Bolder doesn't mean like you're hitting people over the head with it, or you're trying to convince people, or you're putting yourself in dangerous situations. That's not what it means. Bold in this sense, it's like that you're releasing the programming, taking off of those veils, and you're just showing up as you. That's the boldest thing you can do. Showing up as authentically you. For some of you, that might be like a very strong, fiery presence. Some of you, it might be a very quiet, gentle, but it's your authenticity, and it is so powerful. So it's really, as I was preparing, I was like, okay, that's the question. It's like, what program is running through your system that is hindering your ability to share your soul's medicine? And mostly when I talk to my clients, it's about sharing it professionally, but it's not just that. If you're retired right now, or you're taking a break from work or whatever, or you're revamping or reinventing or recreating, then we share our medicine every day throughout the day. We share it through the words we say, through our silence, through our relationship with others, through our presence, through when we watch the news and what we decide to take in from the news and how we respond. We're sharing our medicine, right? So, what is that program? And I was really, thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne saying she loved the class today. Yes. And I'm really like, this was an old program I used to have, right? Of like not bragging or not showing off or all of that nonsense, that, and this isn't like coming from a bragging sort of place. It's just like really sharing. That class was amazing. I was a facilitator, this Mother Mary class we did today. I created the space. I said yes to it, but it was really everyone who showed up that co-created this massive ancestral healing class. So if you're hearing this and you're like, I want some of that, Mother Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe was there. I mean, they went into the bone marrow, the bloodlines, and then looking at what's happening in the world, right? Like, how can we heal our own bloodlines, the wars within us, and then radiate that healing out? So if you want to purchase the replay, it's still available. Send me a message. I will do that for you. It's $33. But what I was going to say is I pulled this card before we started. Look at this. I love this card. Again, I'm really into this right now. Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. I have many Oracle decks, a lot less than I used to before I moved to Mexico because I had to let go of a lot of them. This one came. And so as I was looking at this, I didn't even read, kind of the interpretation that came. I just saw that and I was like, whoa, her eyes are covered. And to me, it's like, but it's a seer, see beyond the current situation. It's like she's covering her physical eyes, but what is really open? Her third eye. And to me, because I was asking specifically about this transmission, is like, see beyond the what your intellect might say is going on, or might be afraid to look at for whatever reason. Because we're doing this with compassion, right? We're doing this with so much self-respect. Last week, the transmission was, I think it was last week, the divine masculine. So call in your divine masculine right now to be here with you. Your divine masculine, not the wounded masculine, but the divine masculine that loves you, that honors your wisdom, that honors you as a seer, that is here to ensure that you're caring for yourself, that you have respect for yourself as you share your gifts. So as we're going into this place, because we're all seers, that's one aspect of our soul's medicine. And in fact, what I'm hearing in this moment, that part of the reason we're going to pinpoint what ancestral programming you're releasing is so that you can see, what are you seeing? What are you meant to see across the veil, see beyond the illusion and confusion of the world, and name and heal and bless and pray for, or create sacred ceremony for, or lead classes about, or just be on your own, meditate and like channel miracles for. It's very hard to connect with our seer medicine when we're caught up in judgment, especially in self-judgment. I mean, of course, judgment of others, but all judgment of others stems from judgment of ourselves, right? So I'm listening, I'm hearing the Divine Mother really say that that's why we're doing such massive clearing in these last months of the year, because we're going to need to really be activated, really have all of our psychic gifts, all of our priestess medicines turned on, like full on, right? Like game on, as they say, full on, because that's how much they're needed. And not from an ego place, not from a place of superiority or arrogance. That's the problem with the world, right? But from a place of compassion and divine service. And yes, Amy, I love what you're saying. See with your heart rather than your eyes. Yes. And I love how her hands are. Like, it's just very like she's doing this kind of mudra. And I find that as we connect, right, as we release, and I've been doing so much clearing and healing and so much, especially, for those of you who don't know, I recently moved to Mexico. I was born and raised in Chicago. My parents are from Mexico. So coming back to the land of my ancestors, of course, like so much is being stimulated in me. So much, first of all, of the burdens of the bloodshed, interestingly enough, in my bloodline, the suffering, so much of that is coming up for me to bear witness to it, have compassion for it, and then let it go so that I can receive the blessings from my enlightened ancestors. And that's what was in the Mother Mary class today, too, right? It was not just releasing, but it was really then once you release and you make space, you can receive the medicine, the gifts, your divine inheritance from your enlightened ancestors. So, again, if you want to get that replay, let me know and I'll send that to you. But so this mudra, like she's doing kind of like a hand mudra, right? And so I find that happens as we connect with our medicine as a seer, as an oracle, as a channel. Like your soul finds ways to communicate with you. And so you might find your hands moving in a certain way, right? Like maybe you're parting the veils. Maybe you're just bringing down that light, like really standing firm in your center. So there's something about that that's really powerful as well. I want to put this down. And so we're going to go into ceremony with that question first of what ancestral program is running through you that's outdated. Maybe it served you in some lifetime or even in this lifetime in the beginning. Like, for example, one of the programs that served me for a long time was hard work. Like just kind of like this like survival mode. I know my ancestors had so much to overcome. And so that was a program that was running through me that served me. It served me when I was a teenage mom and I was in just really toxic relationships and I knew I wanted to finish my college career and I had 5 kids and it was like this like survivor like warrioress like I'm gonna do it no matter what. I just had like this vision, right? Like whatever it takes, I'm gonna go to college and graduate and do it with honors and get my degree in education, right? It was like it was more than hustle. Yeah, there was hustling, but it was this like yeah, I just kind of see this woman like climbing this mountain, right? Like all of this thing. And that there was a little bit of the underdog energy in there too, of definitely energy of proving myself, right? And so all of that served me up to a point. So I'm grateful for that because without that, I would have maybe believed what most people said, like, oh, that's it, you've thrown out all your opportunities. You're not going to get to go to, because I'm not saying going to college has to be everybody's dream, but it was mine. I wanted to do that. I really was going to be one of the first, if not maybe the first in my family. Definitely my first in my immediate family. And so it helped until it didn't. Until I came to a point in my life where there was more stability, where there was more safety, and that program of hustle, efforting, no matter what, keep working, no matter how tired you are, you keep going. Like that wasn't serving me anymore. My body literally was like, just was like, nope, right? All these random physical ailments started. So I had to release that program. And that doesn't mean I don't work hard now or that in a lot of ways, the work I do now it's more profound. It requires more of me, but in a different way. So now there's this new program I've been downloading, right? From my enlightened ancestors, from my soul, from my higher self, from the divine mother of balancing that divine feminine and the divine masculine, of trusting when it's time to slow down and pause. Even when my logical mind is like, no, you need to keep going. That's where that, message that I've said over and over so many times, like slowing down to speed up, that's where it came from. It came from that experience. And so let's go within. So I invite you to take some nice cleansing breaths. Feel the earth underneath you. Know that Mother Earth is so generous with her medicine. She's so generous with her medicine, and she's so one of the most powerful medicines that she brings is the medicine of activating our own medicine, the medicine of blessing your own medicine, activating it and releasing and helping you to release, as we're going to do in this moment, programming, burdens, wounds, trauma that no longer serve you. And when we do it with mindfulness, with intention, with love, with compassion, with service, it doesn't harm the earth. Mother Earth takes it and uses it as compost, recycles it. It's very different than projecting and like, oh, this is too hard for me to see. I'm just going to toss it out. I'm just going to blame that person or judge that person. That's different. That does pollute the earth and our energy field. And there's no judgment because the people doing that, we've all done it, have programs, outdated programs running through them. But in this moment, feel the medicine of the earth, how she's just like, I'm here supporting you as you do this important work for all of humanity, not just for you. And so I'm seeing, actually inviting all of us to see ourselves as this woman on this card. See yourself sitting with this beautiful veil over your third eye, beautiful, violet crystal orb, the table, and, just place your hands however feels right. Maybe you just have them on your lap, but at some point, maybe they rise up. And as you see this beautiful crystal orb, and I'm seeing, yes, it's an amethyst crystal, but the base is made of a dark, smoky quartz, right? It's very grounded. And as we're sitting here, as you're sitting there, you invite your beautiful soul, your soul that loves you unconditionally is here, your soul that is eternally connected to source. And beautiful divine mother, I'm welcoming her as Mother Mary in this moment, not associated with any specific religion, but Mother Mary as the ascended master that she is, as the great seer that she was, and inviting your guardian angels to be with you as well. And invite that divine masculine aspect of you that is here with so much respect, so much love for you, so much care for you. And so we're going to look into this crystal amethyst orb, and you're looking and you're asking the question, beautiful soul, show me what program, what outdated program, outdated belief, outdated burden, wound, however you want to call it, has been passed down from my ancestors and is hindering or blocking or sabotaging or making it harder for me to share my soul's medicine with courage, with boldness, with joy. Show me the program. And we're going to all look in silence, and a couple of things. Some of you might hear a sentence. Some of you might see a word. Of you might just see a symbol. Some of you might just feel something and not get any words yet. That's okay. It will be revealed at exactly the right time. So we're looking into this beautiful crystal amethyst. Thank you, Amethyst Ally, for being here. And we're looking and we're saying, show me. Show me what this program is. Show me what it is. And now you're asking whether you saw it yet or not. It's coming into your heart and it will be revealed. But now say, show me. Show me how I heal this. And I'm hearing first we set the intention. We let it go. We're ready to release it. We're ready to let it go. Say, show me, where does it live in my body? Where does this program live in my body? Maybe it's all over. Maybe it's in your aura. Maybe it's in your heart. Maybe it's in your mind. Just notice, ask. And now we welcome Mother Mary in her open arm mudra with arms open. She's in front of you. And if Mother Mary is not the aspect of the Divine Mother that resonates with you, welcome any other, just the Divine Mother with her open arms. And she's just taking it all into her heart, this old programming. It doesn't harm her. She's dissolving it, transmuting it, all of it. And as that gets released, now we ask, fill me, beautiful Divine Mother, with your grace, with the divine blueprint, the light codes. That's the new program, the light codes, the divine blueprint that is going to now take that space that old program was taking. And we do the mudra. This is like the mudra of presence, but in this moment, it's like we're downloading that new blueprint, that new light codes, as I'm doing with my hands here, my arm. Anchoring it in. It's okay if you don't know all the details yet, but you're anchoring in this divine blueprint, this divine light codes, this divine program. We radiate that divine love and healing to the world. Just be an open channel. No analysis, no rescuing, no judgment. It's just like you're an open channel. This healing to flow through you. Coming back to your environment, where you are. Feel the seat underneath you as all these images, all of this dissolves in light. The Divine Mother, of course, she's always with you if you want to connect with her. She's always loving you regardless. And we ask your soul, your higher self, to integrate all of these activations and healing across all 4 levels of your being: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, across all dimensions of time. So bringing back your energy field to the appropriate calibration for your everyday activities. We welcome your guardian angels to walk with you as this continues to integrate and to bring you all of the joyful synchronicities, the joyful validation, the joyful confirmation of your healing and of the role you are here to play for the blessing of the world. So we bring the palms of our hands together and we bow to each other in our own heart. And we close the ceremony with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. And so, I'm going to burn a little bit of Palo Santo. And I welcome you to share in the comments, in the chat, or in the comments if you're watching the replay. And even if you are here live later, if you want to write it in the chat, it's so nice to read those. And it's also really helpful to help other people kind of find these transmissions. Sending you Palo Santo. There's a lot that was cleared. So if there's anything you want to share. When I looked into the beautiful amethyst orb, I really saw, it was like a very dramatic image, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be I don't know, like a word, or but it was this image of just priestesses, women getting, all, it was like being on trial, publicly shamed, publicly stoned. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I've certainly connected with that before, but it was really interesting. And it was like, well, what is the old program? And it was this old program of kind of like doubting my goodness, right? Because of those lifetime, because of that ancestral burden, right? Like so many women in my lineage were medicine women, were seers, were oracles, as many of yours, and the way that the world responded to them with accusations and judgment. And so I'm going to be with that some more. And where it was in my body, it was in my like my lower belly, like right around there. And it was like, okay, it was coming out, right? It was coming out, these old burdens, these old codes. Amy, thank you. Releasing fear-based thinking and untrusting. Yes, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, fear-based thinking, that's such a big thing that has such a grip on the world, right? And for sure on us at times. Releasing, Jill saying, releasing programming of judgment, myself, others, the world. Yes. It's so interesting, right? Because that image I saw in the orb, it was like all these people were yelling and like, stones throwing, but also like just words, right? Calling all these demeaning words. But then it was like seeing like, oh my gosh, they're in so much pain. They had so much programming that they were doing that, right? It was, which is why this work is so powerful. Roxanne, thank you for the yes. Oh, thank you for my butterfly. Yes, I know. I was so excited for the butterflies. I bought this top, and this, one of the many things I'm discovering in Mexico is, where do I shop for clothes? And so I found this little teeny store, and I was like, I love this shirt. So anyway, thank you. Yes, butterfly medicine for all of our transformations. So I want to pull a card for the group. I did pull a card for every person that joined. The Mother Mary class. I do want to say, if you buy the replay, I will pull a card for you too. So I'll send it to you over email, just a picture. Okay, so let's just do one for the group, and let's have this be a continuation of this one. Right? What else does your soul want you to know? Do your enlightened ancestors, the ones that aren't carrying the old program but are here with the new blueprints, the new light codes, what else do they want you to know? How do you nurture this? And remind you, I'm here every Wednesday for the Priestess Rise Up transmission. And if you want to schedule a free consultation with me, go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, under free consult. I would love to talk to you now that I have settled much more. My calendar once again is open for new consultations and new brave souls, loving souls that are ready to receive love and support and help and mentoring. Okay, so what is it? Oh my gosh, these are so connected. Okay, Oracle. Wait for important information. So look at how receptive she is. She's got the bowl. It's got the beautiful holy smoke. She's wearing, I love the red veil, right? This reminds me so much of Mary Magdalene. She's got the snake of transformation. And this is saying, wait, like be receptive. So similar to this one. I mean, both of these are such aspects of priestess medicine, seer and oracle. And so there's something about your oracular gifts. Oracle cards are just representations of what we can do, of our medicine. So this is saying you are an oracle. One of my teachers used to say, everyone is an oracle. If they wake up to it, if they do the clearing and the healing. So there you go, my dears. I kind of feel like this is guiding us to do what she's doing. Burn some sage. And just, if there's specific information you're looking for, you can ask specifically about that. Or you might just say, what do you want me to know, beautiful soul? What do you want me to know? Show me. I'm here receiving it. All right. Bye, everyone. I will talk to you soon. See ya.